What's up, guys? It's Sean, your favorite pond guy, and we are in North Attleboro, Massachusetts. Today, we're doing something that a lot of people don't think about when they think about backyard water features, but it is crucially important. So today, we are doing some fall netting on a pond, and we're also doing the winterization. How cool is this?
Did you know you can turn a day pond into a night pond by adding aquatic lighting?
They say if I eat this, I gain 10 pounds.
I am going to catch the tiger.
This is 100 inches of fish tunnel. Is my excitement good? It's a little bit early for winterization, but this family's going away overseas and they want this all buttoned up before they leave. So we're doing both things at once. Now, typically with your backyard pond, we like to net the ponds in the fall, sometime in September, and then the net stays on until the winter shutdown, which happens mid to late November, before the snow and the deep freeze happens. In your backyard pond, what you'll typically have done is the netting happens sometime early fall before the leaves all fall down, and then we come back, or you pull the net off yourself in mid to late November before the deep freeze and winter really kicks in. The purpose of this, we want that pond to be enjoyed as long as possible, but since this family's not gonna be here, they're gonna be out of the country, there's no sense in letting it run because no one's here to enjoy it. So we're gonna do both of these services today at once. The guys are behind me, they're getting things set up so that they can get the ponds tented with the netting. So you can see they've got these green stakes in place, and they're using a special wire that is coated in black plastic. So the goal with netting, right? We're trying to create something that is low visibility. We don't want a really bright eyesore. We try not to make these big dome tents. There's a lot of different ways you can do this, but our method, we try to make it as invisible as possible and as strong as possible. So we use these green stakes. They're metal, they get pounded down in the ground. They create a really good support system to hold our metal wire. So you see this is a black rubber coating, so it's less visible. It's more weather resistant to the elements, and inside it's steel braided wire. So this creates a really taut line across the pond, so we can basically create like a tent for our net. So it keeps the net from sagging down into the water, and it makes a pretty tight structure, so when the leaves fall on, they have more of a chance of falling off instead of just weighing that net down into the water, because then it's a big pain in the butt to remove and you're still soaking the water with all of those leaves. We're not trying to create a tea bag, we're trying to keep that debris out of the water. So they start off by strategically placing their poles, getting them hammered into the ground, creating either a single line of wire, or in this case on this side, an X shape. And then once that's all in place, they're gonna start stretching the net over top, pulling it tight and fixing it to the ground. And they do that in a couple different ways, depending on if it's on a patio surface or if it's in the lawn. There's different methods, but they use giant metal spikes, U-staples. There's a variety of different sizes. There's even smaller ones that they can use. But a combination of these, sometimes they'll use some bricks if it's on hardscaping, or maybe some larger stones like this, and they roll it up so it looks all nice and neat and it's secure. That way leaves aren't going underneath the net and the net isn't being pulled into the water when there are wet, heavy leaves on top of the net. Pond is netted, there's not too much that you need to worry about. It's gonna do the majority of the work. If you do notice that the leaves are starting to accumulate on top of the net, and they're not blowing off, they're getting waterlogged and becoming very heavy and starting to create a sag in your net, it's a good idea for yourself to maybe blow them off or shake them off, or have your landscaper do it when they do a fall cleanup. You just don't want that net to fall down into the water. It's typically not a problem, but you do need to make sure it doesn't happen. Just look outside the window every now and then. Now this net is gonna stay on for September, October, and into November. Typically it's about 2 months total, maybe a little bit longer, you have the net over the pond. That allows the water feature to continue running, you to be able to enjoy your waterfalls, the sight and sound of water, still see your fish, enjoy it without having it turned off. So later in the fall, sometime in November, before the deep freeze happens, before winter hits, this net will be removed. Before that happens, hopefully your yard has been cleaned up. There's no more leaves that we need to worry about, or the bulk of the leaves anyways. We remove the net and then we'll jump into the shutdown. Now today we're shutting this pond down at the same time, but typically that won't happen for you until late fall. When we do the shutdown, We're removing your pumps, we're blowing out the plumbing lines, capping them, preventing water from going in there and causing cracks. Any electronic equipment that doesn't need to be left outside, we take that out, store it in your garage or your basement, all in color-coded bags so you don't throw it away by accident. And we just try to prevent the life of all of your equipment for as long as possible. Sure, you can just turn it off and leave it hanging outside, but what's the point? If we can bring it in, keep it away from the freeze and the thaw, it'll last you longer. It'll be safe and protected somewhere warm. We clean out your filters. We remove any filter material. That could be bio balls, filter mats, skimmer baskets, things like that. Stuff that we just want to last as long as possible because this stuff is not inexpensive. We want to give it the best chance at the longest life possible. So we remove it, we clean it off, and we store it somewhere safe and warm until the spring comes when it's time to have your pond cleaned out and restarted. Do you guys hear that? It's so sad. This time of year when the waterfalls go off, it's so silent. When they're running all year, you probably don't realize how much life and noise they bring to your outdoor living space. And when they shut off, it's almost eerie. So it's kind of a sad time of year when these have to go to sleep. But don't worry, winter's not that long and we'll be back in the spring. All right guys, so I'm up here where the biological waterfall filters are. And part of the shutdown, we remove all the filter media. So I'm taking out all the biological filter mats and the different media and I'm rinsing it off. It's got tons of beneficial bacteria all over it, which looks a lot like mud. I'm cleaning all of that off so we can store this filter media for the winter. It doesn't need to sit in the water all winter, go through freezes and thaws. When you leave it outside, it degrades faster. These are not permanent parts of the water feature. These things expire with time. Typically you can get 3 to 5 years out of a biological filter mat, sometimes less, sometimes more. And by rinsing it off for the shutdown and storing it somewhere dry, it helps lengthen that lifetime. So we're cleaning all these off really good so we can put them away and get this thing prepped for slumber. Hey guys, well I hope this video helped explain why netting and fall shutdowns are crucial to your backyard water features health. You got to see a little bit of the process. We walked over what we do, why we do it, and I hope this helps you make an informed decision on what to do for your water feature in the fall and the winter.